Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Media News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sadly, EastEnders fans won't be able to watch their beloved BBC soap opera on Thursday nights anymore since it has been removed from the schedule. Instead, an hour-long special featuring Thursday's 30-minute episode of the BBC soap opera aired on Wednesday night. Instead, Garden Rescue airs on Thursdays in the schedules. At first, it was assumed that it was due to the BBC shifting around shows for their sports coverage. However, it appears that Garden Rescue's latest season has taken its position. The BBC decided to rearrange the schedule, but the show hasn't really explained why, and there won't be any sports programming on Thursday either. It's possible that EastEnders was moved to make room for Garden Rescue, which was previously moved for sports programming. However, given how strong this week's batch of soap opera episodes was, it's possible that the executives planned for some of the scenes to run in unison for an hour rather than in segments. In the most recent episode, viewers discovered the heartbreaking truth about Pastor Clayton through poignant and terrifying sequences. Yolande Truman was horrified in horrific circumstances after being sexually abused by a friend. However, viewers discovered that Pastor Clayton had abused other women in the past after seeing flashbacks of those victims. We saw at least 5 other women break down in tears as Yolande related her experience. We witnessed one of the ladies come forward to tell us that he had raped her, and a number of the victims were told not to denounce him because there wasn't enough proof. Viewers were moved to tears by the touching episode, and many praised the soap opera for the way it handled the subject. There isn't an episode on Thursday night because it lasts an hour. Rather, the upcoming show will air on Monday night, or early the following morning if BBC iPlayer viewing is preferred. There is now a 4-day delay for the next scenes, which include the aftermath of Yolande's horrifying assault, for viewers. Her struggle in upcoming episodes has been hinted at by spoilers, as she continues to keep the assault from her family. Drama involving the reappearance of character Nadine and a double exit are hinted to in other places. In late 2023, Lauren and Penny Branning were welcomed back to EastEnders, but after the most recent episode, viewers are pleading for their dismissal. This Wednesday, April 17, 2024, a devastating hour-long episode of the London-based program focused on Yolande Truman, played by Angela Winter, who was the victim of a violent sexual assault. This installment went into the horrifying past of serial offender Pastor Clayton, Howard Sadler, and examined the difficult path to recovery for victims of rape. While many viewers were devastated by the heartbreaking plot and wondered how the fan favorite would ever be able to deal with her trauma in silence, other soap opera watchers were left confused by the episode's brief cameos by Walford legend Lauren Branning, Jacqueline Jossa, and her cousin Penny Branning, Kitty Castledine. With their comebacks coming after the start of a graphic murder plot and Keanu Taylor's shocking death in the Queen Vic, the two were reintroduced into the square at the height of tension. For months, a number of viewers believed that Jack Branning would face difficulties as a result of the hinted-at reunions of Lauren and Penny. Some even conjectured that Max, Lauren's father, may make a reappearance. Since then, though, viewers have been grumbling about their absence on their screens, and some have even gone so far as to implore managers to fire them permanently. It appears that Penny and Lauren were brought back to give the impression that Jack had been killed over the holidays. One of them said on X, then known as Twitter, "Penny's drug story dropped and Lauren is just following Wit around," alluding to Penny Branning's dramatic reintroduction to viewers, in which she was shown working for a drug dealer and getting her cousin imprisoned in France. Another said, "Not too long after, they had to be. Because Lauren and Penny are both boring and pointless right now." Another said, lamenting the fact that JW isn't interested in playing Max again. With Lauren and Penny on the square, now is the ideal moment for him to return. And with that, a disappointed fan said, "That was a good episode, even if there was no Penny again." "I'm over Lauren." One soap opera viewer wrote, "Leave Whitney and Britney alone. They know what they're doing," with great vehemence. "Lauren's annoying and needs to go back to Sweden or whatever," one last fan joked. The internet has been flooded with criticism of Lauren and Penny for a number of weeks now. Some of the posts were made public earlier in April and read as follows: "I'm not sure why #EastEnders continues to believe that having Penny and Lauren return from France is a smart idea. Put them in writing." However, it appeared that Lauren was the first soap opera character to elicit X users' wrath, as she was observed attempting to prevent her friend Whitney Dean, Shona McGarty, from making out that misguided before strolling down memory lane with the Beals. Britney is her daughter. On the 10th anniversary of Lucy Beals' murder, the Beals hosted a heartfelt tribute pint at the Vic. A new romantic plot for Lauren was hinted at in recent months when an insecure Zach Hudson, James Farrar, approached her behind Whitney Dean's back. Given Whitney's impending dramatic departure, may the soap opera executives look back on the gaffe? Following a plot twist in which Dean Wicks was falsely accused of a crime, fresh teasers have hinted that a leave may be imminent. Furthermore, it appears that another figure connected to the plot will also be permanently removed. When the evidence seems to point to Dean as the murderer of Keanu Taylor, he will again argue his innocence next week. Although viewers are aware that Dean is not the murderer, if he is convicted of killing Keanu, he may eventually be held accountable for his true sins. Given her current plans to travel to Pakistan with her mother Shabnam Masood, his daughter Jade seems to be the other escape. Her plan has always been to move away, even though she was ill and prevented her from going for a while. However, Dean got in the way. According to spoilers, Chloe is expected to depart next week when the Slaters throw her a farewell party while her father Dean is incarcerated. The father and daughter reunite before she leaves, and he begs her to accept his version of events, that he did not kill Keanu, but will she take him at his word? This week, Dean was seen adamantly defending his innocence following the sick setup over Keanu's demise. Although scenes on the soap opera have strongly suggested that he will be set up for the murder and that Keanu's real killer, Linda Carter, will escape punishment, his future on the show is still uncertain. When Keanu attempted to strangle Sharon Watts at Christmas, Linda used a meat thermometer to stab him to death. Keanu's body was discovered earlier this month. The crime was covered up by Suki Panesar, Denise Fox, Kathy Beale, and Stacey Slater. As a result, Dean has now been set up to prevent Linda from confessing. Stacey had seen Harvey Monroe and Dean get into a heated altercation during which Harvey revealed that Dean had tampered with Jade's medication, which was the reason behind her current illness. A confrontation between Dean and Linda occurred during his covert intentions to escape Walford with Jade to New York, which led Stacey to decide to implicate Dean. The public is aware that Dean sexually assaulted Linda in 2014 and escaped punishment. Soon after his return last autumn, he started to terrorize her. Dean implied that he was leaving Albert Square when he said, "Can't touch me, any of you," prior to his arrest.